Hey, good morning, everybody. This is BK Johnson, and this is
G-Doc.
G-Doc, and this is G-Town Fishing. So today is the day we've been working so hard for. Today is officially the day we're going to haul out, and we have a very small window to do this. We've got a cold front coming in tomorrow. Winds are going to be humming like crazy. We got a high tide this morning, which is going to help us out a lot because we're going to Hillman's, and that is a very shallow passageway going into Dickinson Bayou. So we're going to make our way that way. It is absolutely a beautiful morning, a little overcast, but there's not hardly any wind, which is nice.
It's flat.
And hopefully make for a nice little trip over there. And we'll begin all the big work. We're going to do a full-blown bottom job. We're going to change out the starboard strut. We are going to replace all the zinc anodes, replace all the valves. A lot of work. Got a lot of work coming up we got to do. We got to paint the transom, put the new name on. Tremendous amount of work. Trying to get it done in at least 10 days, and weather permitting. Of course, we got Thanksgiving a few days away, a couple days away now, and that's going to slow me down a little bit. But outside of that, should be hopefully an uneventful trip to Dickinson Bayou, and you can kind of scan around and see just what we're dealing with. Very nice, flat, calm back here.
Great.
Yeah, and hopefully when we get outside of Kemah in the Houston Ship Channel, it's just as lovely. But we shall see, and it's going to be a great day because I already got Gene with me, and anytime I got Gene with me, it's always an adventure, but it's always a great day. So can't ask for nothing more than that. So, all right, y'all, we are coming around the bend here in Kemah, Clear Lake, Seabrook, all the same kind of area. Making our way through. You got Seabrook Marina Shipyard over there. Got some boats getting paint work done over there. Got a buddy of mine who's a contractor out of there. If you ever need some work, I can put the link in the description below. And that old buddy of mine does some great work. And he contracts right out here in Seabrook Shipyard. Like I said earlier, a little cloudy. Not terrible. But the wind is very calm in this area. We'll find out what it looks like when we get over to the bay. The bay is more exposed, a little more choppy. I know a couple weeks ago when I did a sea trial, man, Noah was way off. Noah said, oh yeah, it's going to be smooth bays, and they had a regatta going on, and when we made our way out, there's sailboats everywhere, and the bay had 3-foot seas. Now on a 42-foot Bertram, that's really nothing, right? 3-foot seas about every second. White capping, wind was gusting about 30, and you know, the waves were coming up over the bow, and it was cold that day. And you know, 67 degrees. When you're on the water, that's cold. It was crashing over, and when I got up on plane, of course, it was nothing. This old girl ate it up, but overall, yeah, it was a nice little ride. Just frigid, and a lot of sailboats in the way. Got some beautiful homes over here. You've probably seen them on other YouTube channels. You know, they really nice area. A little congested. I used to live on the water years ago in Galveston, and man, do I miss it. But this boat does give me that option to sleep on the boat, wake up, and be next to the water, and even enjoy a cocktail in the evening. Really makes it nice. There's another channel on YouTube that I watch. I've never met them. They just seem like they're a lot of fun to be around, and that's Adventures of Someday. If you guys haven't seen their channel, go check them out. They're local here to the area. They keep their boat over there at Blue Dolphin. They used to be in South Shore, and I see them all the time. I just never spoke with them, but they're always out and about having a good old time, running around in their dinghy and going to different restaurants, showing the area, the local areas and things that you can go out and eat. They love to do little boat tours. Really seem like wonderful people. Over here to the right is off the starboard side. I think this place is called Delfino, I think. Delfino, something along that. I can't remember. It's a nice little place. It's type over there. They got some grills over there and nice little pool. But it's kind of weird. Like you can buy slips over there and buy them outright, but you still like pay like an HOA fee. But the title, or you can get like a land title essentially for the wet slip.
Wow.
Over there, it's a pretty cool little place. And of course, right here, this is Highway 146, the Kemo Bridge, and got a couple different kayakers and boats out here fishing. I know they're not trying to get that flounder. Those flounder are off limit.
You can't touch them.
Got the game warden hanging out over there.
Yep.
He's waiting on somebody to come back with flounder.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Flounder, man, that used to be the go-to fish this time of year. My brother-in-law here, Gene, and I, we would go every Thanksgiving morning. And man, we would tear them up. I mean, it's
sometimes it frees our, what's off.
Yeah. But the thing about it is, it's they're easier fish to target. Obviously, when they're spawning, they're running in large numbers in our area, and I remember back in the day when I was a teen. I'm 51 now, but back when I was a teen, the daily catch was 20, and you couldn't have no more than 40 in possession, and that was really something. Of course, I never ever had that many flounder in possession, but then I watched it drop down to 10 daily with 20 in a bag, and I thought, okay, that seems reasonable.
Then they dropped to like 2.
Well, then it went down to 5, right? 5. You can catch 5 throughout the year, and then they put it to where you only catch 2 during the spawning season, and then they changed it again, and they're like, nah, that ain't happening. Spawning, so basically from November 1st to December 14th is closed in our area, and
got something sitting in the water.
I think it's just the tide going out, making it look. We are at a high tide. Well, we're in a falling tide right now, but we still have like 2 foot above.
Okay.
Basic tide, normal height, or whatever you want to call it, the MLLS or LW, whatever it's called. Plenty of water for where we're going. I wish I would have filmed the day we did the sea trial after all the work. Sharon, my wife, she was running around the boat, checking on things, looking inside the engine room, making sure there wasn't any sort of leaks or things were going on. So, and I was so concerned about all the sailboaters and all the boaters and everything else that was going on out here. I didn't have time to film. But right now it's not a whole lot going on.
Beautiful.
It is absolutely fantastic. Here we got over here the Kemo boardwalk. You guys probably have seen all about it before. But what was really cool back in the day, I used to be a deckhand, and I used to work with a guy named Danny. And on Sundays we did booze cruises. And we dressed up a little nicer, and you'd get covered in blood and guts. And we'd come over here and we'd tie up, and I'd run upstairs while the people went 8, and I'd go get, I swear they called it Krabby Patties, like SpongeBob, but it was a crab cake sandwich. Phenomenal. Oh my God, it was so good.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still make those, but back in the day, of course this was 20 years ago, they were really, really good. Officer Crooked, officer. There's an officer over there. They're up to no good. I'm just kidding. Yeah, they got it all dressed up in Christmas time right now. They've got all the lights out, and they got the reef over there. They got reefs on all the. I think those are like those are rooms, aren't they? You can rent that place like
yeah, those look like almost like a B&B,
like a Airbnb or something.
Yeah.
But that used to be, I think that used to be Red's. It was a sushi restaurant. That was
a Flying Dutchman has been shut down as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was Red's. It could have been that one up. I don't know. But that used to be a good little sushi place. I've never eaten at a Bubba Gump.
I don't think we have either.
But have you ever come over here? Have you ridden any of the rides?
No.
I can't recall if I don't think I've ridden anything myself.
Only thing I think we've ever done is the needle. You know, a little.
I might have I rode my
Got in the
board.
needle, went to the top. I think I took. Wait, I take that back. I took the kids on one of the little Ferris wheels over here when they were younger.
I want to say that me and either Chance or Cole rode that some years ago, but shit, must not have been all the great of experiences.
Yeah.
I don't even remember it.
Completely uneventful.
Oh yeah, so the bay is, I mean, almost smooth as glass.
It's awesome.
You can't ask for anything better right now. This is lovely. You got fishermen out here working, not catching flounder. I guarantee you, they're not catching flounder. They're out there catching, targeting redfish, and speckled trout, and sheep's head, and black drum, and that sort of stuff. No flounder. Somebody's smoking a cigar or a pipe. I'm gonna get away from these guys, and we'll pick up the speed a little bit. See how she does right now. Temps are great. Just under 160 degrees, and oil pressure's right where they're supposed to be. Believe it or not, in gear in idle is right around the 18 to 17 pounds, which is, you'd think it'd be higher, but when you first fire them up, they crank up to about 60. Now when we get up and underway, there's the oil pressure is going to build a lot.
We want that.
But in idle or idle in gear, it's only like 18 pounds. Kind of weird. So this channel, you got to stay in it here. It gets pretty shallow. You see all the crab traps over there, or at least the markers for the crab traps. It gets shallow over there, and it gets shallow right over there. So you got to stay in the channel. Once you get, surprisingly, most of the East Bay system, at least on this shoreline, to the channel, the Houston Ship Channel, is 8, 9, 10 feet most of the way. There's a lot of oyster beds out there. There's a lot of PVC sticking up out everywhere. So we're going to play it safe. I cut across in the 247 and went all the way down through over all of that. And I've seen big boats do it, but I don't know the way. So I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to keep going straight till I get out there where that shipping container or shipping ship
Barge.
the shipping ship
Yeah.
is over there going that way. We'll go out there where he's at, and that's like 45 foot in the channel, so I know I'm plenty safe there. And man, it's just really looking forward to this day. Man, just can't stress it enough. Next year I get everything done that I plan on getting done. We're gonna have some great adventures next year going offshore, getting this guy offshore out to the flower gardens where we've never been. And that is just something that we desperately want to do. And is your scuba license up to date?
No.
You're gonna have to get recertified when you get out there.
I would probably have to get recertified, which I wouldn't mind doing.
I know you wouldn't.
I'd love it. I love scuba diving.
So out there at the flower gardens, they have a couple. I don't know how many. They have mooring buoys that you can tie up to because you can't anchor out there.
Right.
So it's kind of first come first served though. But you go out there and you anchor up, or excuse me, you tie up to the buoy, and then you stay overnight. Let's shut down the engines, whatever. You go out there, run the generator, have plenty of power.
Sweet.
And you can't bottom fish. You can troll, but you can't bottom fish out there because you can
I
destroy
haven't
the
been
reef.
scuba diving in so long, man. It's a whole different world. It's like you're exploring a completely different world. And you can try to put it into words, but until you experience it yourself, you don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know about no scuba diving. I do some snorkeling.
Because
Me too. All right, we're gonna pick up some speed here, and I'm gonna put both hands on the controls. So we'll be back in a little bit. All right, got her up to about 1850 horsepower RPM, and broke her over flame, cruising at about 17 knots, and can't wait to see what she's gonna do with a clean bottom, clean running gear, and man, that's just gonna be awesome. I can't wait. I guarantee I'll pick up a few extra knots. I know I can run it a little harder than this. At 18, I can actually crank her up to about, you know, my max RPM I think about 2,300. I'm not going to get nowhere near that. I think maybe around 2,000, I'll probably be pushing 20 knots, somewhere in that ballpark. Not terrible considering that, you know, this boat weighs 40,000 pounds. So it's 1,000 pounds for every foot of boat. And it's super comfortable ride, not like that day we test run it. Give you a look around.
Glad I brought the hoodie and the sweats.
Told you.
It's a little nipply up here.
Temperature looking good. Right there, a little over 160. Now we're picking up right around 70. They should top out around the 180 mark. And oil pressure looks great, 60 psi or just under 60 psi, more like 58 psi. Voltage looks good. Fuel looks good. We're running.
Pelican.
Yeah. Making our way into Dickinson Channel. Never been, well, I've been over here a couple times, but never in my own boat. I've always rode with somebody else, so it's really kind of new to me. And I haven't filmed a whole lot coming off the Houston Ship Channel because I wanted to make sure I find my way. Thank you. And but we're finding the buoys, and now we got a little couple dog legs we'll have to mess with. But like I said, making our way. Got patchy fog over this way, kind of rainy, kind of crappy looking. Over here, got some sun coming up, so hopefully we'll be in the sun in a little while. And so far, it's been great little run. No issues whatsoever. Temperature rate stayed right on 170, didn't move. And I ran it for a good while at 2,000 RPM. And yeah, very, very lovely. So we're just going to keep making our way in here and we'll see what we come up against. Hopefully we won't have no issues. And make a pretty good time. I set the haul out time for 11 o'clock. It's 9. I think by the time we get there, it'll probably be right about 10 o'clock. So maybe a little early, but that's all right. If they're ready, they'll haul me out. So. All right, we have successfully made it to Hillman's to get hauled out. It's right behind me over here. Unfortunately, we are about an hour early. I didn't know how long it was going to take, and really, I mean, it took us 3 hours. It took us almost an hour to get out of South Shore to Kemah.
Yeah.
Then about an hour from the basically from Kemah to the Houston Ship Channel at the Dickinson mouth, and then about another hour in. So about 3 hours, and we just took our time. It wasn't like we were in a rush, but you know, they're not in a rush either. So I called them and I said, hey, is there any possible way that I can go ahead and get hauled out? I know I'm an hour early. And they were like, well, probably not. So they were going to call and find out, but I haven't seen anything move over there, and the slip is just hanging out, or the haul out's just kind of hanging out right there. So I don't know. It is what it is. We're just going to have to sit and play it by ear. However, it was easy peasy. I was a little nervous about coming into Dickinson, as I haven't been in that area before, especially with a boat of this size. But hey, you know what? No issues. Everything went well, And now we just got to get hauled out where the real fun begins. Yeah. No. Okay. All right, we got her hauled out. This is in the process of locking her up, and got a good elevation on her so we can get to her. Everything we got to do, and you can see the bottom's fouled up pretty good. It's got a lot of moss, a lot of barnacles. Not the barnacles aren't as bad because we scraped it in our sea trial survey rather, and but their pressure washer was broken at that time, so we weren't able to pressure wash it. But you kind of get a general idea of what we're dealing with. We'll clean this up. We'll make some video of that. I got to go get the pressure washer. I'm sitting over there at South Shore right now. Got to do a lot of scraping, a lot of cleaning. The port strut is okay per the survey. The starboard strut is the one that we are going to replace, simply because the electrolysis got to it. You can tell by the color discoloration. It's a much more red, and it probably would last another 100 years. Who knows? But I went ahead and got the strut to replace it. All the other struts, the smaller struts, they're fine. And we're going to change out every single through hull, and we're going to replace every single valve. Of course, we're going to put all new anodes, sacrificial anodes, zincs, whatever you want to call them. We'll clean up the props really well. They're in great shape. They're not bent up or cut up or nothing like that. We'll have to do some alignment once we change out that starboard strut. And I am missing a strainer. See that? That is unfortunate. I mean, I'm pulling it out anyway, but yeah, missing a strainer. That was unforeseen. Not a huge deal. I'm sure I can get one. Better get on the horn. All right, so after some many hours of power washing and scraping of barnacles, I got pretty much most of it all cleaned up, and now I'll be ready to sand. One thing I know for certain is that this bottom's been done before. It appears that they done it with epoxy in 1708. Appears. And they definitely didn't prime it. They just put bottom paint on it. So the problem with that is, like right here, you got exposed fiberglass and it's dry, right? So all that's going to do is hold water or hold moisture. So realistically, what should be done is all the bottom paint should come off, repair any blister areas, and then prime the entire thing with an epoxy barrier coat. So we're not going to do that. Not this go around, because I did not plan for that. So what we'll do instead is we're going to sand it down. I'll spot prime areas that I feel that need it the most. I'm not going to grind out any blisters. There are a few, not many, there are a few, and they're sporadic. So what I am going to do is, like I said, prime the bare areas I feel like they need it the most. We're going to put multiple coats of bottom paint on it. I did not put the ablative type that washes away. I know that's a good product, but this is what you end up with: exposed fiberglass in that area. So we're going to put the hard bottom paint on there, and that'll hold us and buy us some time until we're ready to really strip this thing down and do it again. I had to order the new clamshell, and I had to get that style, which has kind of got the back door access. Of course, it's $300 as opposed to like 120, 130. Nobody has. Nobody. I mean, nowhere. Not eBay, not Amazon, not any of the marine industries. All the places I looked up, they did not have the 3-inch scoop. They had the 2.5. So I'm stuck with it. So here, I'll show you something pretty concerning before I get to that. So both of those are for the head. The one down below that doesn't have the scoop, that's the one that's going to come out and be glassed in. So I'll glass that up. This side has two. Those are for the head discharge. I'm going to get rid of this one and glass it up. Now, the part that's concerning, we were pretty close to losing this one too. If you look here, you can see I got a gap. Screws are backing out. I don't know what they use, like Boat Life or something, to hold that on along with the screws. So I'm going to do the right thing and pull that down, and probably through bolt it. It'll be fine through bolted, as opposed to just, you know, sheet metal screws. But I'll use that one for now. There's nothing wrong with it. I'll just take care of it, make it right, install the new one the same way. That's the newer style that's got the back door entrance like I was talking about. So we'll take care of that'll come off, clean it up, be good to go. Let's see. This particular one back here, that's for the generator. So we'll pull that one down. Of course, it's getting a new valve, so we'll redo all that. I'm going to try to reuse the same through holes. I made a tool for it. Same thing with this one. This one is for the live well. So I will have a total of 6 valves. Is that right? 8 valves and through holes that I got to redo. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8. Take my boots off and I count with my toes. Maybe I'll get it right. That's the starboard strut again, like I mentioned, that we're going to replace. Everything, you can kind of see the color, right? So you see the bronze color in there, really good brown bonding, and then that red. Essentially, it has sucked the zincs and out of that, the tins or whatever, and it's kind of just left with that dull red copper. Transom looks good. You can really get a good idea of that dead rise on this Bertram. And you know, that's what makes it cut through the water. Cannot wait to see how this thing performs with the new bottom job and everything all cleaned up and the running gear right, and just, man, I can't wait. Today, at 2,000 RPM, she ran about 19 knots with all of that drag, all of that algae, all of that barnacles, everything. And with all that gone, whenever I get ready to repaint it, man, I can only imagine if she could pick up a couple knots, say around 22 knots total, at cruise, I'm gonna be a happy camper. That'll be great, because right now at cruise, she's, like I said, with all that drag, she is about 19 knots. If I can get around 22 knots out of this big girl, I'll be happy. So stand back here real quick. Here she is. Eventually, maybe we'll paint the hull sides. I don't know. You know, it's a fishing boat. There's a lot of things that I'm going to do. Making sure that mechanically sound, safe to go offshore for my family. That's more important to me than just how pretty she is. The reality is, the more pretty she is, the more maintenance it takes, and then you get really mad when you scratch the dock. Or the dock scratches the boat. I don't think anybody gives a care about the dock itself. But anyhow, I am absolutely filthy. You can probably see in my arms. I'm gonna call it a day. Wind up the power hose, or the power washer hose. Might hit a few more areas before I do back up in the tunnel for the shaft tunnel, shaft log, whatever you want to call it. Got to kind of get in there a little bit better. I did a lot of scraping, got all the barnacles off, and then probably go ahead and start removing through holes tomorrow, because that's big to do on the list. That's going to take a lot of work. And after that, do some glass work, get rid of the through holes that I'm not going to use. Then I can sand the bottom, wait for a pretty sunny day. We got a cold front coming, like I mentioned earlier. Weather's going to turn crappy, but we'll have a good day. Maybe some point in time in early December, and we'll get that bottom coat on, multiple coats, probably do good 3 solid coats. And this place here is Hillman's Marine. It's kind of sketchy, you know. I mean, you can look at the ground. It's not your most ideal place. I just don't have a lot of do-it-yourself yards available in the area without wanting all kinds of special requirements. I kind of guess that's what you get, right? So they wanted me at the other place to tint the boat from the waterline down, sand the bottom, and vacuum it all up. Here they just put plastic down. That's probably been down for about 100 years. And, you know, this is what you look at. You got a mess everywhere. I've been moving all these pulpits. I'm trying to move all these blocks out of the way so I can have more room and not tripping over anything and breaking my neck. As you can see, they just kind of got some old tired boats. There's nothing that, you know, not $3 million yachts over here. And granted, mine's not a $3 million yacht either. But I'm probably a little biased, but I think mine's the best looking here. Hopefully the props will be here when I come back. Nobody will steal those overnight, I'm hoping. I got spare props up top, but I really don't want to get into those. Really like to keep those for now. But the road is right there. So hopefully nobody comes by and decides they want to take my props and just ruin my day. So we'll see what happens. Anywho, that's it for now, and we'll pick up tomorrow where we left off today. Refreshed, energized, ready to go. I appreciate you sticking around, you guys listening to me talk, showing you the bottom. Really not a whole lot to look at other than listen to my conversation, but I appreciate you sticking around so very much. And I hope you're liking the next videos yet to come. Trying to produce it out, trying to put the videos out. Man, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm learning as I go, so be patient. And try not to be too critical on me. I'd really like to paint the boot stripe while it's out, but that's not going to happen. Anyway,